It's Fuck Yeah Friday.
Fuck yeah!
Get ready for some wins. Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Hey, Be It Babe. Happy the Friday before the holiday at the end of the year. Whether you celebrate or not, happy Friday before December 25th. We're actually on the road, as you know. I'm teaching in Brooklyn. No, I'm teaching in Manhattan today. So I've recorded this a little early because we are in the tight spot of the tour. We'll go over to Hershey after this, and then we have some days off before we do Greensboro, Charleston, Miami, Sarasota, Austin, Dallas, Albuquerque, and Sedona. What is up? Whoa. So I am so grateful for that, and I call all of that a win. But this is Fuck Yeah Friday, and first I actually celebrate your wins. And it's so important that you hear wins for others, because you might not be calling something a win, and then you hear someone say that it was a win of theirs. And it's like, oh yeah, it's a win, right? So the idea of this is that we, to ditch perfection, to stay in a place of high vibration so you can actually kick some ass, you need to actually acknowledge what you are doing, because your to-do list will never get done. I'm going to tell you right now, as I'm recording this, I have 100 things on my to-do list that are not done. They'll get done at some point. They'll get done when they need to get done, or they might get deleted, and that will be considered nailed it. So here are some wins of yours, and I'll share one of mine. You can send your wins into the Be It Pod, because I want to share your wins with our listeners as well. So Rebecca Circle is an agency member. She's been with us for a while. She put so many wins this week. I got 2 new clients. One was a referral from the studio I go to for my Pilates sessions. She's completely full and says she will send all new people my way. FYF. I'm optimistic that I will continue to get new leads from the studio owner, and so grateful that the client she sent me came in last Wednesday and purchased my new client package. The other new client is a neighbor I met a couple of weekends ago when I set up a booth at a community fall festival. I put all my leads into my welcome newsletter series and set a CTA to sign up for my free virtual consultation. When they did the consultation yesterday on Zoom to chat about her goals and how Pilates, working with her, we could be the solution to her back pain, she was intrigued to schedule a session with me for the next week. I have also started a new online class with my existing clients. It's a little slow to get going, but I did sell 2 packages to my clients who usually just do private sessions. I also got a new client from my lead magnet who is now attending my virtual class. It feels like all my hard work is paying off all at the same time. I would never have thought to create a newsletter list, a lead magnet, or done a booth if it were not for agency. Thank you so much for helping me do what I love. Rebecca, congratulations. You have been working so hard. You moved across the country. You have to start from scratch, and you've really done a great job just like showing up and networking and putting in the things. And it can be so hard, because like you might have done the booth and like, okay, nothing happened, but look, a couple weeks later, something happened. And I love that you share this win, because too often we think that the fruits of our labor will show up right in that moment. And sometimes they happen way down the line and in different ways we could ever expect it. So thank you for sharing this. All right, one more win. Amanda Barbie. She is an agency member as well. Yay. I had a new but way back old client. She is my ICA, had a blast helping her find the connections she's been needing and wanting. She just went through a yoga teacher training program, was coming back to the goodness Pilates has to offer with clarity. This morning flew by, one good session after another. I had an intro student book her class with me, and she loved it. Lots of good questions on the Women Wellness Mini treat coming up, and it's looking promising. So and then she also wrote that her gratitude of the day: I get to do what I love, and I'm thankful to have followed my heart and passion of opening up the studio in 2016. Love celebrating what our bodies are capable of doing. I love that. I love this one, Amanda. And I also love that you gave us a little gratitude, because for yourself, and that you focused on like that you followed on your heart in 2016. My goodness. That is so awesome, because it's so easy when there's ups and downs and like a lot of time in the middle. Like, what am I doing? Why did I do this? Is this the right thing? And now today, after the day you had, you could look back and go, I'm so proud of myself for kicking ass back in 2016 and going after this. Thank you for sharing this. Okay. So a win of mine. So one of my big wins that I'm celebrating is a lot of space that I've created. I'm someone who used to like fill every hour all the time. I had a job. I was in clubs. Like I was hanging out with friends. I literally would fill every hour. I was in college. When I graduated college, I would like pride myself on like how much I could do before I went to work, how much I did at work and how long I'd be there. And then what I did afterwards. And like, I'm never home. And something that I've been really wanting, to do for 2024 is just have a lot more space. I had some really great space in 2023. It might not look like that from the outset. That's why I have an amazing team, as you heard in last week's ones, who really helped me have space. But I had a really great call with somebody on my team. And I was like, look, it's a jigsaw. You got to make it work. But these days, I'm not going to do calls. And these days are my days off. And we got to figure this out. And she took up the challenge. And it's looking like it's going to be so possible to switch out what days I work and which days I don't. And I'm really excited that going into the end of the year, that's already set up and ready. And if you don't know, I have a little system and tool for how I create my schedule so that I can get my work done, but also make sure that my priorities outside of work are also happening. It's so easy for our priorities to somehow be by the wayside. And so I am just really thrilled. And if you want to know how I set up my schedule, by the way, it's a free thing that I created years ago. It's called ditchingbusy.com. The second half, I'm going to tell you about a scheduling tool. You don't need to do that part. You could just do the first part if you just want to know how I create my schedule. If you can hear my husband whistling in the background, he doesn't even know that he's doing it. I'm going to tell you right now. So at any rate, feel free, full permission to check out how I create my schedule, because I actually use that system all of the time. So this year in 2023, I actually had to redo it 4 times each quarter because of the seasons of the business and all the different things that I had to do. And I'll probably have to use it several times next year, just because, again, we have winter tour, summer tour, we have a retreat, but it's a system that always works for me. And it means that I always move the needle forward in the things that I want, and I don't overwork myself. I can actually tell when that's happening. And so I'm celebrating this win because as a big change has been on my mind. And instead of just like complaining about it or letting it stick around or going into Q1 because it was already kind of set up that way, instead of going, oh, I'll just fix it for Q2. No, I asked for help. I got the help. And Q1 is going to be the schedule that I want it to be, which is massive. And I call that a win. So this is FYF. It's just this Fuck Yeah Friday. It's when you actually celebrate the things you did do. And we are not allowed to go, oh, it's not all the way done yet. No, it's what did you do? That's amazing win. Did you wake up without hitting snooze? Celebrate that. Did you go to bed when you said you were going to go to bed instead of staying up and doing a procrastination sleep? Like, celebrate that. These things don't have to be huge. Don't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be done. And finally, I leave you with this. It's a little affirmation that you can repeat, you can journal, you can percolate on, you can share it with a friend who's going to need it. I am optimistic because today is a new day. I am optimistic because today is a new day. Oh, that's needed during this time of year. It can be so hard. It can feel like there's so many things we need to get done. And it can feel like the weight is all on you and there's no way you're going to be able to get done. And we start the day off thinking nothing's going to get done. But you are optimistic because today is a new day. Thank you so much, my loves. Make sure that you take some time to share a win with others, because you can be the inspiration people need to see. And until next time, happy holidays and be it till you see it.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Kroll.
It is produced and edited by the epic team at Diseño.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals and Semena Velazquez for our transcriptions.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all the content to our website, and finally to Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.